Hey everybody, welcome to the Spirit Realm Network. And we are Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, and tonight's show is Into the Dark with Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. I am Mr. Bill.
I am Michelle.
And I'm Jake.
And normally we would have Miss Kelly sitting here, but Kelly is actually going through her Reiki training this weekend.
Yes.
So we're giving her the night off. We're giving her a chance to relax, to kind of draw that energy back in. Tonight, it's our first show. We're actually just going to talk about us, our favorite subject. We're going to talk about us, let you know who we are, what we do, when we do it, all that fun stuff.
Places we've been, people we've met.
Places we've done. Yeah, that too.
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa, what's happening? So welcome everyone. We do not have a call-in tonight. No line to call in yet. We're still working on that little kink there, but we will get that set up sooner or later so people can call in and say hello. I want to thank everybody for just being here. Thank everybody who could join us tonight on the show and watch and listen in. We do have the comments box up here on Facebook, so if you want to leave a comment or ask a question, we'll be watching that throughout the show. Tonight is just really all about Riverside, Iowa Paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and if you have questions for us or individual questions or as a group, ask them, and we'll definitely try to answer them, the best we can. If
Definitely.
we can't, we'll lie. No, just joking, just joking.
We'll send Jake.
Yeah, Jake actually wrote a new song tonight.
I didn't write it.
Yeah,
You started it.
You started it. Why don't you give a little spot, little section of that song that you kind of just brought out tonight.
And especially not when Bill's going to look at me like that.
No, you should. Just throw it out there. It'll be a great tune for
Amanda,
everybody
what's up?
to really remember.
All I'm going to say is, you all know the song Baby Shark.
Yes.
It's a variation of that, but it's a paranormal version.
Well, give them a little taste, so something they can remember us by.
I'm not going to sing it.
Baby ghost, boo 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 boo. Baby ghost, boo 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 boo. Baby ghost, boo 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 boo. Baby ghost, boo.
We hope you'll remember that song, and every time you sing it, remember
ghost,
us.
boo 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 boo. Mommy ghost, boo boo.
Just like we had said when we were doing our test runs here, we have an amazing team. You guys can see Melissa. She's actually over on the comment section. She is part of our team.
What's up, Christina?
And she's actually our intake coordinator. Does an amazing job. We want to give her a shout out. We noticed, Dom wasn't able to join us because he does have to live. So he is celebrating his anniversary with his wife.
Happy anniversary!
He also takes care of all our social media, our websites, and different things
man.
like that. And then we have Kelly, and Kelly is also co-founder of Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. She's just finished her training for part 1 of Reiki. She's doing 2 tomorrow, and then going to work on the masters. She's a little worn out, but we send her our love.
We love you, Kelly.
We also have another team member. His name is Drew. He's actually busy tonight also. But he is actually our go-to. I mean, he kind of does a little bit of everything for us. Love it.
I love it, Gracie.
And then we have Jake, who's also one of our team members. Jake, why don't you tell people what you do, where you fit in, how we get to tease you, different things like that. But let everybody kind of get to know who you are.
Yeah, so like Michelle just said, my name is Jake. I am a psychic medium. And part of that, kind of more of a specific part of that, is that I also read tarot cards. And I'm so bad about talking about myself. How I fit in with the group. I'm kind of I'm the youngest on the team.
Seriously, you didn't have to go there.
Well, no, because I get picked on.
What are you doing? You don't talk about my age like that.
No, well, I get picked on because I'm like the youngest sibling. So
yes,
I'm
very much.
The one we put in the toy box and shoved down the steps.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like you live in my mind, Bill. So there are a lot of jokes that I tend to be the butt of a lot of the time. But we kind of mess around with each other
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
So it's not like one person is the target of everything, but
It's a great dysfunctional family.
yeah, to say the least. Uh, anything I'm missing that you guys?
Well, you're
Yeah.
also our resident expert on the
Oh.
crystals and stones.
Yeah, that's right. Because I am a practicing Wiccan, so I do practice witchcraft as well. You don't always have to overlap the two. You can have one side versus the other, but I do both of those as well.
Gracie, I am the one that has the sister in Texas. So, wow, that's weird.
Thanks, Christina.
Well, we also have another Mr. Fix It, Do It, Carry It, find out all the answers. We have Pimp Daddy in the house, Mr. Bill.
How
Mr.
y'all
Bill,
doing?
tell us a little bit about
Get rid of
yourself.
that. As Michelle said, I'm the tech guy. I spent 20 years DJing and working with videos and playing with electronics in the Army and everything else. So this is kind of my whole thing. I like to build equipment, work on equipment, run video, run sound, try to think outside the box when it comes to pieces of equipment, and just try to do what I can do and drive. I'm the driver. And Christina, I'm feeling a little bit better. It's still a work in progress there. But yeah, I'm the driver. I drive these guys all over, well, the United States. Wherever they tell me I'm going, they sleep, I drive. Yeah,
No,
that's it.
I'm the navigator.
You're the navigator.
Well, that too.
What's up, T? Yeah, that's pretty much my forte is equipment and trying to see now, I've been working on other things lately, trying to see if there's something else out there. And we'll get into this in a different show about some of the things we do believe we each can do, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But we have again, Kelly is my wife. She's going through her Reiki training. I wish she was down here, but she's, like I said, we're giving her the night off to relax. Robin, what's going on?
She's a sensitive healer.
Yep. So she's doing all of her lovely stuff right now. And then we come down to Drew, who, God, what is Drew?
He's our resident gnome.
No, not looks. What does he do?
Actually, he's very good when it comes to the investigations because he is one that likes to debunk a lot.
Yeah, he's very good at debunking.
He's very spiritual in himself, but he will do everything to try it because he's like you. He builds things. He likes to blow up things. He likes to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really good to go, okay, he goes, wait, are you sure maybe this didn't happen or you didn't trip on this?
Well, he's another tech guy for us too.
Yeah.
I call him a physical tech.
Yeah.
He's physically going to look at things, and if I kick this table, it doesn't make the same noise. If I rattle this window, it doesn't make the same noise.
Very much.
If it doesn't, then he goes, well,
True.
okay, let's put the gas mask on and run.
Gracie, why don't you go across the fence and tell my sister that she needs to be on here also? Because you guys probably have heard
Lorena, how are you?
Actually some of the music that kind of brought us in. That is actually thanks to Brian.
Mr. Brian, you're awesome.
He has kind of helped us put some things together, and you guys will hear different bits and pieces of that. So Gracie is going to go tell my sister she needs to be on here instead of having all the neighbors show up and not her.
And now we come down to, again, hey, Missa, we come down to, so again, Kelly, my wife, was the co-founder of Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. And we have the other co-founder, Miss Michelle, right here in the middle.
Fabulous.
Pushing it. So, Michelle, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I'm weird. Actually, I am actually what they call a physical medium. So I don't give love notes, let me say I've only given one love note because I know someone will probably call me out. But I kind of see the things in their true form when we're at places, whether it's homes or places we're visiting. And, it's kind of like that nightmarish thing that children talk about, but it's also helped me look at different types of history that's gone through. There's that written history that towns and people want you to read about of a
Yep.
place. And then they have us come in and I'm like, now something else happened. And then they look at it and find there's some darker history of things that have never really been made
And
public.
she's amazing at it.
Thank you.
To watch her, the people going, no, I think it was this. No, you're lying. It's this.
I say it in a nice way.
Yes.
But so it's something that I bring to the table, plus good old screams and scares, because I focus into doing that so much that, yes, I do jump every once in a while from my own shadow.
Rochelle, what's happening? So let's talk about Riverside, Iowa Paranormal as Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, the team.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa asked a question, and how did we meet? How did this guy? How did you and Kelly come up with this?
Well, it's something that when me and Kelly met years ago, we all met because one thing that we all have in common is we like to help people. And we still do it. We help veterans and their families. And as we were working doing that, I was starting to hear about things that Kelly, went through, what she was into, and we just started talking more and more. We started seeing these paranormal shows, and it was just kind of driving me crazy. It's like, okay, no, that's not right. No, that's not right either, And so me and Kelly would, just kind of like, that's wrong. That's wrong. But we noticed that what was happening, everybody wanted to have 5 minutes of fame on TV, that there are a lot of people who still really need help, and we're not getting it because nobody was wanting to do that anymore. And so we started talking, and then Bill came over, and actually it was
I got
over.
brought over.
Actually, we're having a cup of coffee, and then we decided, why don't we take this to the next level? Let's go and do what we do the best, and that is help families in need. Big one for us is actually helping children in need. Mm-hmm. There are so many children that see things, feel things, get tormented, and because we nowadays in society, if we don't see it, we don't taste it, we don't smell it, it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. And if I don't listen to my child, it'll go away because it's imaginary. That kind of hits really home with me because that's what happened with me. So you always thought you were lying, you didn't do right. Mm-hmm. And so be able to see these children when they're able to talk to us and we're sitting there telling them, I think that could happen. It fulfills me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If we can go in and talk to these families and say, we don't go telling anybody their places are haunted. That's one thing we do not say. We will get evidence. We will sit and talk to them about their evidence. But we also look on the personal side of different things that could be happening. And that's a piece that's still missing. And yes, you are actually a psychic medium. I'm a physical medium. But we don't go and say, because we have this, you need to pay.
You're right,
and
Gracie.
That kind of puts us, brings us across.
So then Riverside, Iowa Paranormal was born.
Thank you, Christina.
Riverside, Iowa Paranormal was born. It was born without a name for a long time.
Correct.
And we actually started out just by pretty much trying to figure out what we can do. Mm-hmm. We started off going to a couple of cemeteries. One that is a little weird because the sign says, is it Kentucky?
Yeah, it does say Kentucky.
So it's
a Kentucky because it came from Kentucky.
Yeah, from what we can tell, they moved the cemetery and the bodies from Kentucky to Iowa. Seems like that's a lot to do, but we started out there. We started off going to some old buildings and just kind of working our way into it. And once we started getting the hang of things, we started doing other locations and working with some bigger groups and doing some stuff. And it actually got to the point where we needed more people.
Yes.
So the first person we added was Drew.
Yes.
So Drew got kind of drug along one night, and he's been with us ever since, and he's awesome. and then we were doing some other stuff, and then did you contact us?
Yeah,
I did,
Yes, it was.
Yep.
It was like this weird, creepy, stalkish type of message. And we're like, oh, this is right up our alley. So we said, meet us
And then we met Jake,
Mm-hmm.
from State
and
Farm.
he's not wearing khakis
Or a red shirt.
or a red shirt, so he's not selling tonight. So he's on the show. He's got to switch over every now and then from insurance to here.
We do sell ghost insurance. I'm just telling you.
Wow. So
Invisible.
it doesn't pay out well. Trust me. So then we've been to a lot of locations, everywhere from Edinburgh to Noping Sanatorium, Farrar School, Missouri State Penitentiary, the Beatty Mansion, the Glore Museum. What was one over in Illinois where you and Kelly went?
Ashmore State.
Ashmore States. You've taken represented the group down in Louisiana.
Yes.
And
Gettysburg.
then we went to this location. It's in Atchison, Kansas, the McIntyre Villa,
Which is also
our sponsor, which is awesome.
Yes, I have, Missa. I have been to MSP.
So if you get a chance, I'm going to throw this out there. Go look up. I'm not going to say the website. What is it?
1889 Haunted McIntyre Villa.
That's the one you need to go to.
And they have a Facebook page.
On Facebook page, 1889 McIntyre Villa.
Haunted
McIntyre Villa. I'll never get this right. But that is a beautiful location.
Oh, yes.
And Stephanie and Jeff are awesome, the owners of it. She's nuts. But I love you, Stephanie. But so that's, we've gone to a lot of places. So now I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to start down with Jake. And we're kind of have a little interview period here because I want to know some things. And I know these guys want to know some things. Jake, and now we're going to talk about equipment.
Okay.
Equipment that we use. What is your favorite piece of equipment to use and your least favorite piece of equipment to use? Gives you some time to think about it, Michelle.
My favorite to use would be either the Phasma box or the SLS when I'm not running into walls with it. And I've had really good luck using both of those types of equipment. I know that there are some other pieces out there that I would like to try. I don't have as much experience with.
Okay.
Like Michelle, I know you've used the DR60 recorders.
Panasonic DR60. If somebody's got one they want to get rid of, you call me.
And then least favorite, I don't know. I don't know that I really have a least favorite. For me, it kind of depends on the situation that I'm in. Certain pieces of equipment in certain situations will give you more than other pieces will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know that I necessarily have any that I don't like to use. But my go-tos are for sure the SLS and the Phasma box.
Okay, Michelle, you're up. Favorite and least favorite.
Wow. And they do this to me all the time because I always forget to use the equipment.
That's why I did this.
I'm more old school. Jousting rods I love using.
Mm-hmm.
Powders I like using.
Wait, let's stop right there for a minute, Michelle. Let's talk about powders for a minute. Since we brought this up, is anybody actually out there heard of the powder Michelle likes to use? No. Well, since nobody raised their hand other than Jake, I'm going to tell you a little story.
Well, and yes, Rochelle, it is right. That's where we're playing with the name from the cemetery.
So we were getting ready to go on an investigation. Kylie, what's up? We were getting ready to go on an investigation, and we thought, you put powder on the floor. If the ghost walked through it, you'll be able to see the footprints in the powder. So Mrs. laughing already. So Michelle's gonna go grab some powder. Michelle, what powder did you happen to grab?
Well, let's say Massengill's badge powder, Cool Breeze.
So not only can you see them moving around, you can smell them coming at you.
And guess what? They laugh now, but we still use it.
It's still a big bottle sitting on the shelf over there. We
Yep.
still got it ready to go.
That's number 2. But anyways, and I also like the Panasonic because the good thing is on that machine,
The Panasonic, which one?
the
The DR60?
The DR60.
Okay.
Okay, that one I like the best too because I like it that you can bring people and involve them with it.
Yep.
You know, asking the 3 questions, and you know, I used it at the Glore, and it was really awesome because we were able to stay in the tunnels for a while, but bring it back in, and then they started listening. And I will tell you that getting those results like that, it brings everybody in and makes it great. Yes, ma'am, Miss Melissa.
Rochelle, yeah, a lot of people use baby powder, and that's what I thought she was going to grab was baby powder, because that's what most people have in their bathroom is baby powder. But I forgot. Dealing with Michelle. Just kidding.
Very true. But it's been great, you know. So you know, I can always do.
Casey, I love it.
I can actually probably be a new commercial for him.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Tina.
What's up? So I guess that's now down to the question to me. Favorite and least favorite. I'm going to start with my least favorite piece of equipment. And that would be the security camera systems.
Yeah.
The reason why they're my least favorite, I love the footage we get on them. I love everything about them, except for the setup and teardown. That's the only thing I don't like, because usually we're running close to, in some locations, 1 mile to 2 miles worth of cable with with microphones and cameras and electrical cables, and trying to find places to plug in. Now we always make it work. We always have it. It always works out, but.
Sorry when you see us smiling. We're watching comments at the same time. So, and they're great. Keep them coming.
And yes, ghosts need refreshing scented too.
That's right.
So that's my least favorite, and that's only because of the setup and teardown. My most favorite piece of equipment is my other team members, because we've talked about this in the past. I believe we can use all this digital equipment and all the lights and the sounds and the ding bling 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 and blanga, but the best piece of equipment to do on a paranormal investigation is what you're born with. Your sight, your sound, your feel, your smell, your taste. You're your own piece of equipment, and to work with you guys is great. It's especially to watch these two and these two and Kelly work together is phenomenal. I love to sit back and just watch. I try to be part of the whole thing, but sometimes it's just, I'm going to see what's going to happen. And then sometimes I end up on the floor with a broken chair.
True that.
So that's actually that's my favorite is you guys.
And I'm glad you brought that up about using your own senses. And we actually have Nissa and Kylie on the chat. Those 2 women are amazing. They're actually at the Missouri State Pen. And the best part there is going down to the dungeon. Not a lot of equipment will work down there. But one thing I learned from them the first time I went is, Michelle, your senses are going to be great down there. And so we decided to bring that on, with all the people that we had there with us. And to get people just to breathe, relax, and then to see what they start experiencing and seeing and certain smells, it becomes an amazing thing to get on video because they've never done that. And, it's kind of one of those, getting those little tidbits. We know of certain places we want to use, the little Technic machines, but there are a lot of places if you go and do any kind of paranormal investigations, you might not catch that voice, but you might actually hear it with your ear. There's just things that happen, and they're amazing experices.
And don't doubt yourself. There's a lot of people go, oh no, that must be this. Don't doubt yourself.
That's right.
Go out and actually debunk it. If you can't debunk it, then you'll sit there and question yourself, and should I have gone on? Should I have stopped? What should I have done? It's much easier just to keep on going and then take that little notebook and that piece of paper, and
Yeah.
write down what you
Mhm.
heard, or write down what you think you saw, and okay, that was down over there, and keep going until you think it's time to slow down. Okay, let's take a break. Let's turn some lights on. Let's gather ourselves. Let's make sure that we have everybody, and Jake's not doing a little dance in the corner, running down a hallway and running into a wall with an SLS camera in his hand because he's done that. Just take that step back and then try to debunk it. Okay, I heard this bang, came from over there. Jake ran into the wall. That was the bang. Got it. I heard this squeaking noise. It was over there. That was that wasn't Michelle. She's over here. There's nobody over there. Move things. Go over and touch and feel and get physical with things.
It's not a paranormal investigator. It's more like a private investigator.
You're
And I noticed that we had one comment
Which one?
from Gracie.
She likes to pick up her daughters, her oldest and youngest daughters.
Oh, I just feel like I just pick it up, and my oldest daughters pick it up too. So they must have some sensitive things going on. Well, hi, Stephanie.
So Gracie, I only have one concern with that sometimes. Watch your daughters, watch your kids, especially, we do a lot. One of our biggest things, for one of our biggest standards for Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, is that if there's kids involved, we're involved automatically. We have to stay involved just to make sure that the kids can be safe. Adults, sometimes we're going to, you know what? You can figure some of this stuff out, take 2 steps back, but kids can't. There's a lot of little things that happen with the kids, but careful sometimes, especially at different ages of kids. Younger kids, if you remember, everyone had their friend when they were growing up. Couldn't see him. Their invisible friend. Well, maybe that wasn't an invisible friend to them. Maybe that was something manifesting towards them and trying to guide them through that stage of their life. But as we get older and we become adults or become teens, parents start, knock it off, quit it, don't do that anymore. It's not real. It's not real. And then we lose that thought, and we lose that sight, and we lose that ability to do that. But there's a problem with that age right there. It's called,
Hey, Mikey. Whoop, whoop.
It's called puberty.
Yes.
Especially young ladies. They become more susceptible to a lot more. They feel more. They can actually get a lot petrified and scared more.
Attachments.
More attachments. So I love the fact that you're working with it, Gracie, that you're working with your daughters and you do that kind of stuff with them. Just do me a favor, be careful. Don't push it too hard. Let them kind of develop into it, but make sure, and this goes out to everybody, if you've got kids and they're talking about, talk to them. Talk to them like, don't put them down, talk to them like they're adults. Ask them, what did you see? You'll learn a lot more about your kids when they're terrified or they're trying to explain something, and then you start watching them later, you'll learn more, but that's a different show, and I'm not Dr. Phil. Same haircut.
Well, there's a question.
What's up?
Did you all experience imaginary friends? Jake?
I remember talking about having imaginary friends, but I don't remember ever interacting with them. So that's kind of a difficult question for me, just because my memory is awful as it is, and trying to think back that far. But I do remember talking about having them. So just based off of that, I would say, yeah, I did.
Michelle?
Well, my imaginary friends didn't want to play with me. So
Mine played with a kid across the street.
So we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Maybe
it was the same one.
Whoa.
Didn't want to play with
We
either
should have
one of
put
us.
the powder down, and we could have seen if it was going across the street.
Whoa.
Anyways, I don't remember that. Gracie, that's really good to see your comment. Open-ended questions are always great. Like I said, I don't know if I had any imaginary friends, because I knew I just always had a lot of dolls that I did not like. And
If you have any extra dolls, send them in care to Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. Attention, Michelle. So that way she opens the box, they stare at her, she throws it, it breaks, it's gone.
But I will say I always thought the dolls were talking to me, and that is crazy, because I think that's why I didn't like them, because it almost seemed like when they were looking at me, they were actually speaking to me. So I hid my dolls a lot. Do not like it. So
I spent more time spending time
Chad,
with animals. He has a friend named Chad.
She does.
She does? She was
Yeah.
really scared to put things in front of her closet door.
Oh,
Chad doesn't sound like a nice person.
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of saging in a closet. Just
Saying
saying.
stapling a closet door shut. Oh, wait, they can go through the door. That was a little Kelly pun. We'll throw Kellyisms out there all
Oh,
the time.
Michelle too. So Annabelle. Oh no. Annabelle. No. Wait, I'm okay with her. She can stay where she's at. But thank you, Gracie. Gosh, Stephanie, your neighbors are kind of bullies.
Jeez. Hey, Gracie, you could take Annabelle over to see Stephanie.
She will love it and squeeze it
And
and
call it
like
George.
Wow.
What is so? Let's kind of just talk about real quick. Wow, this is getting rough on here. What is the best way? So there's a lot of talk about saging and cleansing. What is your? I don't put this right to you two because remember I drive and do what you tell me to do. What is your? Do you believe that holy water is the only way to go? Sage and holy water, or just sage, or what do you guys like? What's your go-tos?
Well, actually, we mix it up depending on what we're about to face. So we do mix that up. We actually have a lot of herbs, which is going to be one of our shows of different herbs that we put together for different things, from healing to, doing a cleansing in your home. We use some heavy duty things, especially when we start going where there's a lot more dark energies. Saging is just really good. I would recommend saging your home once a week. And it's not just good, it just actually will lift out any kind of negative stuff that's coming in. And it doesn't have to be because you're arguing or doing this, but sometimes you might just have a bad day. That energy starts staying trapped. Especially you think about it, wintertime and summertime, you either have the air on or the heat on. So windows are not opening, you're not getting fresh air, you're not getting all it. But sage is also good. Kill spiders, mosquitoes don't like it. It's just great practice. And you just saged mine yesterday, which was phenomenal after I walked through all the clouds and we opened a couple doors. But it was lovely.
Well, and I kind of want to go back to something you said, Michelle, because you said during the summer when the air's on and in the winter when the heat's on, you have your windows closed, you're not getting any fresh air. Saging your house is sort of like opening those windows on a spiritual level. So even if you don't necessarily have negative energy, you're just getting rid of old stagnant energy that's not going anywhere, not doing anything. And so that's always nice to do, just like opening your windows in the springtime or in the fall, just to get some fresh air.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about, because this was
Rochelle.
This was a question
Gracie
that we had a while ago. What about saging ourselves?
I've done it.
You do that, and it's a great thing to do that because that helps too. And you can use like Epsom salt baths and lavender baths and oils. There's different ways of cleansing. Everybody has a preference. Sage has always just been the go-to, but we also use incense. We use like Mexican copal. We use frankincense. We use sage and citrus. What else we use? Dragon's blood. Just different things depending on what we're trying. How do you get them to hold still? It's very hard trying to prick them right under that big nail of theirs without them opening their mouths. I've had some singed hair, but it works.
Okay, I have.
But we do a lot of different herbs. I mean, we're drinking some tonight. It's to kind of clear your mind, kind of set it.
Mugwort tea?
It's mugwort. It's black tea. And it is also yarrow in it, and you can put thyme in it, or you could put in what else was there?
Rosemary.
Herbal teas are really, really good. Mullein is an amazing tea to drink or burn for your lungs.
Quick disclaimer here. Please be careful. There are a lot of herbs.
Some of them are toxic.
They're very toxic.
And we make some very toxic ones, which
for sage, for cleansing. Yes, we do. But I mean, we're talking about drinking it now, and we're doing that. We've all been drinking it. be very careful and know your source of where you find out about that, because we don't want anybody hurt. We don't want anybody to get in trouble physically on this ride with us. So just take your time and, like, again, know your source, trust it, and don't change the recipe.
No.
If it's meant to do something, meant to help open your mind or whatever, stick to. If it says a teaspoon, don't put a tablespoon. Know the difference, please, because you can actually hurt yourself.
Yes.
So.
And some of them are only toxic if you have certain amounts within a certain amount of time. So if you have small amounts here and there, it doesn't do anything to you. But then some of them, if you double the amount, then it will be toxic to you.
And that's something, again, even when you're buying tea leaves and buying other teas when you're going to stores or these markets, it's the same thing. You have to watch. Just because they say it's organic and it's good for you doesn't mean you drink 4 or 5 cups, because that good can turn to bad. So it's kind of a balancing. And the same with cleansing homes, cleansing yourself. Again, everybody's got their own preference. I always love to use Epsom salt and lavender. I also use lavender oil and stuff before I go to sleep. It calms the mind and everything like that. When we actually, I don't love the smell of burning patchouli, but the oil I do like, because sometimes that helps in certain situations we go. Again, everything's a preference.
So Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, we also have not only our Facebook page, we're here on the Spirit Realm Network, but we also have our own website. Now, there's some things you'll find on the website. We put little announcements on there. Dom does all that for us. Dom is awesome. And Dana, his wife, she's awesome too. She's awesomer than he is, but, they're not here right now. But we also have some of the locations. We put some of our evidence up there. We have some EVPs up there. We need to get some more up there. But there's a special page on there. And just to show you how we are, if you can't tell, we like to have fun. If you can't laugh while you're doing this kind of work, then don't do it, because we've all seen it. We've seen it in small groups. I know Missa and Kylie and those guys, and if anybody's ever been with us on it, you'll see it. Laughing and joking and having a good time, we get a whole lot more. So that's why we created a blooper page.
Because everybody's got them. They're just not showing them.
So some bloopers out there are a little more different than others. And we also have some some YouTube stuff out there too. Look up the pig video. It's funny. I got to throw that one up. I love that little pig.
Well, yeah, that little pig started the most amazing relationship and met the most amazing people. We had the little pig dancing, and then we had 2 lovely ladies, one to the left and one to the right.
Yep.
And that was just a magnificent night.
That was when we met Melissa, our intake coordinator.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, go out there and take a look at our bloopers. I'm not going to say any names. I don't want to bust anybody out, Kelly. I don't want to put her name out there or anything. Did I just say Kelly? Yeah, I did.
No, I was just reading because Rochelle was just typing something and it just caught my eye.
I hear something hit my window 6 times from the outside in the last 10 minutes. I just went outside. Nothing is around my window.
Could it be those creepy flesh-eating moths? Because I know these moths have gotten bigger.
Where are these moths located?
Outside, and they can hit your window. I'm just saying.
Yeah, insects,
Bugs, yeah. And it could,
but I just want to make sure she knows that too, because sometimes that's something you couldn't see. I would rather it be a moth for you, and hopefully it's nobody else doing anything bad to you, Rochelle. That's why I say. But I know those. What do they look like? You're in Florida. Yours are probably wearing Bahama shorts. There are some, there have been some bigger moths. I don't know what they're called, but they're huge. And I know when they hit a window, they make
June
a
bugs.
loud.
June bugs.
June bugs are in Florida.
Terry said it perfectly. June bugs, they'll nail the windows hard.
And it sounds like someone's throwing a rock or something at your window. So
maybe you got somebody out there that wants to dance with you. They're throwing rocks at your window to take you out on a date.
Yeah, that sounds really creepy. Don't listen to him, Rochelle.
It worked in the 80s in the movies.
Yeah, that don't work.
Yeah,
anymore.
movies.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we want to know? Want people to know about us? Well, Michelle actually started something after Riverside, Iowa Paranormal was born, and I love the look on her face that she's giving me right now because she has no idea where I'm going with this. Michelle,
It was really the moon.
that's the Denny story. We'll talk about that one later.
And last night.
Michelle started a group, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If someone contacts us and say they're in, I'm just going to pick a state, Tennessee, and we can't obviously make it to Tennessee on a weekend to do anything and be very, to help them out or do anything about it. Michelle actually put together a whole network
Yes.
of groups all over the place. We still may make the initial phone call to find out what's going on, but you tell them about it. But what?
So what it was as I started networking, I was looking for other groups that were doing the same thing we were doing.
We're trying, Gracie. We're really trying to come to Texas.
Yeah, we are really pushing for the whole Texas thing. But it was one, they're not charging. They take the time out because, when you have a paranormal group that just comes one and done, then you just got the wrong group and you're still going to have your troubles. After we do it, we'll come back, we go over evidence, we help with cleansing if it needs cleansing, but we teach you how to cleanse because then you have to take over from there. But we check in to see if we have to come in and help maybe another time until everything goes down. And I was looking for groups like that. So I started reaching out and was watching things from Facebook to different things and just have started to find some amazing people that we've actually all become like a family. And we have a great group of gentlemen out there who has a paranormal group out there in Tennessee. He got married and we're so happy for him too.
I didn't. Yeah. I picked Tennessee out of the blue, but I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Big country,
white
toast.
And we have it's CNH Paranormal that's in Des Moines. We have Dark River Paranormal who's in Des Moines. We've met so many people that are doing it, and sometimes we're needing to go somewhere, and we need backup to help us because we're not sure what we're going to get into. I'm able to reach out and say, hey, is anybody available? And we go together as a team. We actually worked with Dark River Paranormal last weekend.
Wow,
and
yeah.
So, bring in two different views of how we all work together. But, none of us wanted to be, we all went in with the intentions of helping, the family in need. And so this network grows. And so normally if I see someone that needs help and you say it on the Facebook, I ask immediately where you're from. And then I actually do kind of a warm handoff. And that would be, okay, we need somebody in Minnesota and go from there.
And the one thing that I love that Michelle has done, one of our things for Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, has always been, you ask us for help, and we can help you. We're never gonna charge you for anything.
No.
We never charge. But if I'm not mistaken, everyone on the network does not charge. No one charges from the network.
No.
So if you're finding groups that say, yeah, we'll come out and we'll help you, it'll cost you $500 up front, we're going to do this, and then we'll send you the rest of the bill later, hang up, delete them from your Facebook page,
and go somewhere else.
Because if people are truly, honestly, did I just whistle saying truly?
Yes, you did. Whistle while you work.
If anybody is truly and honestly in the whole paranormal to help people, they will not charge ever. We don't.
No.
We just, we've made some long trips in the last couple of weekends just to get out there and do things. What?
Terry.
I'm originally from Iowa. Terry Berg.
In Wyoming now, and I've heard Wyoming has got a lot of places that are haunted. So
Terry, I'm curious to find out what little small town you're from here in Iowa. But you can put it out there if you want to, or send it to us privately. I don't want to, if you don't want to say.
And we're sorry we cut off and jumped back and forth. We're trying to make sure we can get everybody's comments answered too. So we're trying to go about.
Because as much as this is our show, this is your guys' show.
Yes.
We want you involved. We want your questions and your comments, and that's why you'll see us looking down all the time. We're just trying to make sure we don't miss anybody. If we do, I apologize.
And if you guys have questions for us, please ask. You can ask as a group or ask individually. We would,
Clarion.
Oh.
Gracie lived in Clarion?
Oh, small world.
Yeah, this Iowa thing is getting started spread. It seems like people start here and spread out. Spread out.
How's that
So
go, Bill? Do it one more time for us.
that is why we use the powder
What, to stop me from doing that?
to spread out.
No, not touching that one.
Sioux
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 City.
City,
Okay,
Fort
cool.
Dodge.
Or
Cool, cool.
Dodge.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah, again, we never charge.
No.
We're take care of things. We'll help out. If you have questions or you have something, or you're watching tonight and you're actually looking for some help, message us privately and we'll go from there. And we'll work on it for you.
Yeah.
We'll help you out. Anyway, freshly scented.
I am really starting to love everybody we've got on tonight. This is what we're looking for. You have to have a good time.
Oh yeah.
I am not your mean mug ghost hunter.
I wasn't quite sure what you were going to do there.
I smile all the time. My energy is always really high, and and I think it actually works for us. It really does because we go in with respect, we have the high energy. I think that helps us with protection too. But I think it's also because we trust each other. We are a family in our own way. I don't know who adopted him, but we're going to talk about that later.
You did.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's okay.
We're one big dysfunctional family.
But you wouldn't have it no other way.
No.
But we also treat everybody when we meet them too. Miss Christina, Melissa, my own sister who was late to the show. But don't tell her I said that.
Okay.
And just all over the place. We are a big family, but we want questions too. Is there something you want to know about us? We'd love to answer them, but not everybody speak at once. Okay.
And there's the awkward silence. Just kidding. Baby ghost, boo, 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 boo.
No, I thought it was Casper
boo,
Ghost.
boo, boo, boo. Can't use that. It's copyrighted, so we got to do it the other way.
It was a baby ghost.
Do you work with a medium in your group? And who is the most sensitive in your group? Well, we have 3 mediums pretty much. Well, 2.
mediums.
You 2.
Yep.
And then Kelly's the sensitive, and I'm the...
You're the in-between right now.
Yes.
But no, let's explain this though. Me and Jake are very 2 different types of psychics. Okay, so Jake is more of, he could pick up on things and do love notes and gets those messages and reads the tarot cards, which Bill does too. And when they do it,
That's right, T.
they bring that stuff alive where they just don't talk to me that way. And then I see things to the point of when I'm in that situation, or if I end up with meditation with you, then I see something, that's kind of what I do. So we are actually 2 different. We got Kelly. Kelly is more, I see her more as the healer, because when we are on big hunts and things like that, she's able to help the people who are with us. And that is really her big goal. And then she helps all of us. She grounds us. She's there. That is her biggest thing.
Okay, Christina asked, were you always a medium, or did you have to develop it? And I think that's a 2-part question, because I think I can actually know the answer. Because, again, I think everybody has something, has an ability. Some of us lose it, and some people kind of work at it. I've watched you change quite a lot in the last 2 to 3 years, because it seems like since we started working with other groups, you've progressed so far that it's just amazing. I've seen Jake work even more and more and more, and I've seen Kelly more and more. So I think I would call, to me, being a medium isn't just like I'm quiet one day and then bang, I'm there. It's something that starts, and you've almost got to know which path you're going to take at that time. Do I keep going that, or do I start shutting it out? So it's going down, and sometimes it's a constantly evolving thing.
I did have a love note, Melissa. I keep forgetting about that. So let me let everybody know. I always say I don't give love notes. Well, of course, Melissa and her family had to prove me wrong. We were all at a location and I met this lovely lady, And I kept trying to, work. And there was this nice gentleman that just would not leave me alone. And he was just kind of saying, you need to talk and all that. And so I did give my very, very first love note to this beautiful family. And that's kind of, that's my only love note.
So Terry wants to know, have you ever had anything follow you home?
No. I use my home as my sanctuary. This is my safe place. I keep it as a safe place because I actually have, children, or one home, one not home. But we also practice to protect ourselves when we go in.
Mm-hmm.
And we also make sure we kind of do like a prayer practice thing before we leave. Has it kind of messed with us a little bit on the emotional side, where you're kind of shaking it off a little bit? Yes. But physically, there is no welcome mat in front of my door. I promise. But if I'll come to your house, I can bring them if you need extra guests. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, Terry, we can supply some if you'd like some. We'll bring some to you. But no, I mean,
I don't know about that's me. I don't know about you guys.
All of us, we work working as a group and as a team. I don't know, Jake, how you feel, but I think we do a really good job of protecting each other,
Mm-hmm.
not allowing things to come home with us, not allowing things to just jump up and grab a hold, or even something to sneak with us. And that's kind of where a lot of the pushes come from. And we do it with the herbs, and we do it with the meditations and the prayer. So I believe we do a pretty good job. And I already have too many things at home that came with the house when we bought it, so I don't need any more to follow me.
Gracie, to kind of answer your question, yes, everybody has some type of psychic ability.
Mm-hmm.
There's all different types, whether you're very sensitive, like when you're going to a place or that little voice in your head. But it can come and go. I have been working with some other folks and have noticed that I know I had it as a child. And a lot of things I have come to light of where it was
Brian,
at,
what's happening?
where did I have this? Why did this make sense? And why didn't this make sense? And things like that. But it was at the time where, it was a no-no. It's a taboo, or it's quit with imaginary friends and, it's time to grow up kind of thing, and you block it. But I think it's just kind of blocked. And I think when you're around the right people, the right energy, it starts blossoming because you're allowed to open it up.
Mm-hmm.
You feel free. You feel like I'm not hiding this no more. How do I always say, let my freak flag fly? Freak flag fly. Yep,
oh, she said it twice in a row perfectly.
I normally butcher it, and I apologize. But yeah, and I notice more and more, just working in different areas and seeing other folks and all that. It's more and more, and now it's become so full force that I'm seeing things. I'm like, that's not supposed to be there, but it's there. And I'm just I embrace it more now.
And I'm still on my journey.
You are.
With things, and we won't go into that tonight, but with things that happened.
Yes.
And Jake's been kind of a very good mentor for me. I'm learning tarot cards, and sometimes I get it close, sometimes I get it right, and sometimes something happens where I have somebody flip a card over that I can't see, and I walk out of the room and I come back and I can tell them what the card is. It's just that, and that really messed with me that night. Something the abilities that I think is there in everyone. It's every one of us has it. It's just, can you open that third eye back up? Can you get that feelings to go? Can you understand the feelings that you're going through at the time when it happens to you? It's knowing, I guess, really how to read your own, yourself, read what you can feel, and why am I smelling this, or why am I hearing this the way this is, or why is it? My big question was always, or my big thing was, I always felt like an outsider.
Yeah.
When it came with you guys, because I sit back and watch what these guys do, and they're amazing at it, and I go, I run the camera, I'm good. And then things started happening, or I don't know if it was because I hung out with you guys and all the other groups we've worked with, and the people we've talked with, and the meditation times that we've had together. But it seems like every time I do it, it's slowly but surely, I gain a little bit each time. So it just takes time. It's kind of
You
like
know, Kelly said something tonight on that point. It was too bad she's not here right now, but she had made the comment. She was asking the question in class today about like her third eye. It just kind of opens and then closes real quick, and she can't get it to open again. And she thought there was something wrong, but found out because of her being like that healer piece, her third eye is here in this whole soul area, right in here. And that's why it's not here. So she doesn't really see visually. She feels it and is able to
Mhm.
heal. And, you know, so a lot of people, there's different things for, you know, like Bill, he listens really well when you tell him not to look somewhere. So I think that's an ability.
No, he doesn't.
Do we have another question?
She said my mom, my
And
My-
give us a sign.
passed away. This is a sign that she made it, and I never dreamt her feathers. It's the day I've talked. Said I. You're trying too hard.
Yep.
Mhm.
That is
Just don't try. Don't sit there. One of the things we actually went on an investigation today, or a pre-investigation.
Yeah.
And one of the things we had talked about with the people were to try to do a meditation, to try to calm your mind down. But if you get into the whole meditation, and we will do a show about meditation and different things. But one of the biggest things on meditation is you need to learn to do it every day. Whether it starts off at 5 minutes, because sometimes meditation is hard.
it's
It's
squirrel.
It's time consuming, and you're sitting there going,
It's a
did I leave
skill.
the
It
coffee
is a
pot on?
skill.
What do I have to do at work tomorrow? You've got to try to block all that little kind of stuff out. But having the ability to do it, and sometimes meditation, you can be laying in a bathtub. I
Done
love
that.
I love relax. I'm a guy, but I love taking a nice hot bath and relaxing. It's very relaxing.
Mhm.
And then I'm just off and gone mentally,
But that's all you
other
need.
than normal. And and sometimes that's what you need, and sometimes
But here's the thing.
you also
too.
I gotta tell the truth, you may be looking too hard. The sign already may be there.
That's correct.
Mhm.
That's what I was just
Oh,
going to
sorry.
say. No, because so many people think it's either a penny from heaven or a feather or something. Sometimes your sign might be you walk into an area and it could have been something maybe your mom had baked, or you get just like a slight smell
Mhm.
or just a certain feeling like, you know, oh, I just got a cold shiver. It could have been like a hug or a touch. You know, so many people with everybody saying, and that's what we always talk, that whole box thing. You know, if it's not a penny, if it's not a feather, if it's not a rose, it could be any sign. She's going to show it. And if you look too hard, you might miss it. So just kind of step back. And I'm going to tell you, if she really didn't make it to the other side, I'm pretty sure you would hear about it. So, you know, at least take comfort in that. And then kind of go, oh, yeah, Melissa loves her bath meditations, especially during tornadoes.
And Teresa,
Mhm.
talk to her.
Yes.
Talk to her. Say good morning to her every morning.
But don't carry a conversation, please.
No, just talk to her. Say hello. You know, talk to her. You know, just like she's there. But you know, just whatever.
And Stephanie, I'm going to tell you, I never thought ever could I do meditation. But I'm going to tell you, it actually works. Whether it's putting earbuds in and just
Mhm.
listening to a little bit of type of music. It can be any music. It doesn't have to be meditation music.
Oh, no.
Sometimes putting loud noise in your ear will actually help you meditate, which I listen like to the drums and stuff because the drumming in my ear kind of cuts everything else out. We do want to ask everybody to give a shout out to Brian, who's actually on here with us. He is the
Tornado
one.
bath meditation.
Love it. It's the new thing. Ask Melissa. She's got a write up on how to take a bath during a tornado warning and meditate at the same time. It's amazing.
So what we've got like less than a minute left, so we need to throw out again McIntyre Villa.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's our sponsor out there. We want to thank the Spirit Realm Network for allowing us to be on here. I want to thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
So are you.
And thank every one of you guys out there. You guys are the reason we like to do this.
Share. We want you guys all to start sharing these videos. We want to start building more and more people. And, you know, just get our name out there. So, you know, what we'll do is after we do a couple of these shows, if we find out we have some of these super fans on here that will share us a whole bunch, you might be getting a t-shirt
Never
or
know.
some kind of surprise. Oh, maybe some nice herbs or something through the mail from us. So
And if there's
definitely.
if there's anything else we can do to help you guys out, let us know. We got to get out of here. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Love you guys. I'll try to finish answering the questions
Do
while
not
we're going.
jump off yet. There's a surprise at the end.
Brian, this
thank
one's for you, buddy.